In my 4 months in Tasmania, I've had a crash course in the agrarian way. Chickens now wake me in the morning, and my piglets grow fatter by the day. There we are. Life on the farm is pretty sweet. That'll be nice. It's death that I'm not looking forward to. My name is Matthew Evans. I was Sydney's most feared food critic. Now, I've given up city life and moved here to country Tasmania. I've always dreamed of producing my own food so I can know and trust what I eat. The only problem is, I don't know how to chop wood, I don't know anything about growing plants, and I have absolutely no idea about rearing animals. But I do know how to eat. Everything else I'll have to learn from scratch. How hard can it be? I'm getting used to the routine of looking after animals on the farm. My pigs and chooks are keeping me busy, and I'm in no hurry to add to the menagerie. Although everyone's always got something to sell around here, and there's always like pigs or lambs or a couple of cows, and they've actually got young turkeys. Turkeys. I heard that homegrown turkeys are brilliant to eat, and they're low maintenance because you don't need to build them a shelter. They'll find a roost for themselves. Perfect for an impulse buy. But I should know by now that nothing to do with farming is that simple. What I didn't know is that the first night you've actually got to keep them locked up, otherwise they'll run away. They'll try to get back to where they were born. I'm hoping this makeshift fence will hold them for the night. Whether they can fly over the top, another matter. Bet they can. This could be the last we see of these turkeys. So, get some food, have a drink, don't fly away. Bye-bye. One of them's flown up on top of the roof where they'll be able to see freedom over the fence. I think they're about to leap from their cage. Oh, no. Don't go that way. I don't think so. Why don't you come down here? If I can't tempt them down with food, perhaps I can wait them out. But something tells me they've got other ideas. And sure enough, 3 hours later, they're still awake and looking to the horizon. Presumably, they're going to need to roost soon, so they want to stay somewhere safe. And I'm hoping it's there on the roof overnight and not somewhere up in the trees where I never see them again. Just as I feared, they've flown the coop. But as luck has it, they haven't gone far. Look at this. They're all still here. When I went to bed last night, they're all through the trees and on the roof. Get up this morning, they're all hanging around the pen. Might become a turkey farmer in one night. But turkeys aren't the only new arrival on the farm. I've always liked the romanticism of an old-fashioned wood cooker. And now I've finally got the country kitchen to put it in. In theory, it'll provide a red-hot oven, a warm kitchen through winter, and steaming hot water. But first, it's got to be installed. Too easy.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
Can't believe it's in the house. I've got to say, it's a bit of a nightmare. It's going to take two blokes probably 4 days and untold renovations in terms of the roof space of the house and cupboards and stuff to get everything sorted. But hopefully in 4 days' time, I'll have a wood-fired cooker, I'll have wood-fired hot water, and all this will be a distant memory. Hopefully. With all that unanticipated plumbing and construction, it's wound up costing thousands of dollars extra. So I really hope it will one day become the heart of the kitchen to justify that bloody huge outlay. Four days later, the weather is miserable, but I finally got my cooker fired up. But driving it is much more involved than just throwing in logs. I'm hoping Nick, my mate the cheesemaker, might have some advice for me.
How are you? Good, very good. This is it. You like it? Or should I have got red? This is it. This costs as much as a car. Should have got red. No, that's gorgeous.
The only problem is I can't seem to get an even heat.
I reckon that's 200 there.
Oh, it's about 150 down the bottom.
I can boil really fast on the top and I can get the top of the oven hot,
Yeah.
but I can't get all this heat going all the way around.
You remember Neen, who lives on Bruni?
Yeah.
She's got one. Her whole life it revolves around it. Like, it's amazing. So we should go and have a yak with her.
Yeah, I'd love to. And I'll show you what else I've got. I bought myself something for my birthday.
Oh, really? Apart from a tea cosy.
Apart from a flying wallaby tea cosy, that was a gift.
You're a turkey farmer.
But something's not clicking between me and my turkeys. They're beginning to creep me out.
They don't react. Like my chickens will tell me when they need to go to bed, they'll tell me when they're hungry, when they're thirsty, just by hanging around.
So
these just kind of...
You've kind of got a communication problem with your turkeys.
Yeah. If you look at them and you lean that way, they lean the other way. and that's pretty much all they'll do.
Yeah.
They're just slightly odd creatures. Sit. Ah, good girl.
But Nick might have a solution.
I think you should turn up to Neen's,
Yeah.
and in exchange for a little bit of wood-fire cooker advice, you cook her a turkey in it.
The only problem with that is they're very much alive.
And that's a problem?
Yeah. I don't know how to dispatch a turkey,
Haven't crossed
to be
that
honest.
bridge yet.
No.
Do you want me to take care of that?
I'd love it if you could,
I think if they're freaking you out now, then you're not the man for the job.
because they really freak me out, Dad.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm off to visit Neen on Bruny Island. But in this early morning mist, I feel like an extra in The Lord of the Rings. That's just part of the charm of Tassie.
So we're right down the far end of Bruny Island, south, one of the remotest places where people live. Nick's brought the turkey and we're going to check out Neen's cooker. She's going to show us how to use it.
Neen's the island physiotherapist and moved her family here 2 years ago, giving up electricity and mains water for a sustainable lifestyle in this stunning location.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to see you. You remember Matt?
Again?
Yeah,
Yes.
good
How
to
you
see you.
going?
At the
Good.
cheesery. So I brought Matt along to have a look,
Yep.
see your place, see how you live, because he's just got a wood-fired oven and needs some. He's still got his ill plate, so he
I need
needs some help.
some advice.
Oh, I've still got my oil plates after a few years.
Just because Neen is off the grid doesn't mean she has to live without power or heat. She just has to do it a different way.
So these are the solar panels, nice big bank, and that's enough to pretty much do anything you want to do. You know, you can put the computer on if the sun's been out, and the kids have learnt that they can only watch movies if it's been a nice sunny day.
Can you like run a heater or put the kettle on, have a toaster?
No, you can make toast if it's been a really good day and the batteries are up to 100%, but you can't really run a kettle or any sort of heating, so that's why you need wood stoves and wood cookers. So this is the active solar part of it that makes the power for the house, but there's also the passive solar side to the house. Okay, so this is the glass house.
Ah, smells great.
Yeah, a few winter veggies in.
Look at this.
So,
and it's heaps warmer.
yeah, so it gets really nice and warm in here, and on a nice day like this, then you can come in and open up and it shoots the hot air straight under the floorboards.
Ah, brilliant.
If it's really cold outside, we have to light the stoves inside. So there's the cooker and the wood stove in the middle of the room. So let's go and light the cooker and we can make a cup of tea.
I brought one of Matthew's turkeys that was freaking me out a bit too much, so it's all ready to go and tidied up and plucked.
Oh, great, no feathers.
No, there's no.
That'd freak me out.
Can we cook it in your oven?
Yeah, come on in, we'll get it lit.
Thank you.
So come on in, this is the house.
Oh,
Fantastic. Oh, look how tall it is. And you heat this whole thing with just wood?
Yeah, so there's a combustion heater, but also the cooker. Yeah, so that's where you can do your frying.
Oh, wow.
So this is where the fire goes, so you light it in here.
Yeah.
And if we're going to cook a turkey, we better get it lit
Yeah, right.
now.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right.
So we need little bits of kindling and then we need some small peppermint linwood to get the temperature straight up.
So this is something you're going to have to learn. The trick is in picking the easy ones.
Chopping wood.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, you've done pretty well there. Yep, that'll be fine. So just
Neen reckons for an even heat, I need to get as much fire going in the cooker as possible, and then close it right down so the heat circulates evenly. She makes it look easy.
Open everything up to maximum. You need to think about what you want from the cooker that day. You know, if what you're wanting is a hot shower, a whole heap of peppermint, you heat up the water in 20 minutes and you can cook nothing, you know, but that it just seems like a waste. You know, so it's much nicer on a day when you've actually got the time to be at home, to have the whole rhythm of the day built around what the cooker's doing, you know. So you've got the water slowly heating while you've got the stove heating. When you're hot, you can put your hot things in, your things that you want to really bake and
Sounds
bake
like you have to
crisp.
be pretty organised. Like it's totally different to a modern instant heat lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of controls you.
So ready to get the turkey?
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah, probably hour and a half. She's got a bit of weight to her. This is like basting it from inside, really. All I've done is butter under the skin, a bit of sage and then thyme inside. So I'm hoping the thyme will permeate from the inside. Sage and butter from the outside will give it extra flavour. Right, ready to go in, I reckon. All right, so we've got a loose hour. We brought the wetsuits. So do you reckon we could get a dive in an hour and a half?
Yeah, let's head down the front and see if we can find some abalone.
You can see why Neen would sacrifice modern conveniences like electricity to live a couple of minutes from a beautiful bay like this, teeming with abalone. They're pretty rare and fetch hundreds of dollars a kilo in Asia, but breed well in these cold waters. Tasmanians with a recreational licence can grab up to 10 a day, if you know where to look.
Look at that. Oh, swag of abalone.
I reckon there's 8 or 9.
1, 2, 3.
We might have to measure a few though.
8. It might be undersized.
Just next to
Just,
it.
yeah.
That's a thrower.
Oh. Hey, I see that stuff up on the beach.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's purslane?
Purslane is a crisp and salty succulent that you could eat raw, but I reckon it's much better in a stir fry.
Bloody hell. Tossed in right at the end in a wok full of garlicky abalone.
Yeah, beautiful. I reckon they go really well. I might book a deck chair for tomorrow if it's going to be this sunny.
Back at Neen's house, Nick takes charge.
Jesus, what's that?
No, it's in case your stir fry doesn't work. I brought the pressure cooker because I tried to cook abalone once. I was talking to this famous Sydney chef, and he said, "Oh, you just take the abalone and you leave it in the shell, and just put it on just a lightly warm frying pan, one you can almost put your hand on, and it's cooking really, really lightly." So I did it, and you couldn't bloody chew it, and you couldn't eat it. It was awful, and I had about 20 people coming for lunch, so I threw it all in a pressure cooker, and 40 minutes later it came out, and it was beautiful.
I reckon the trick to abalone is the fresher the best. You need to do bugger all with it other than to tenderise it quite a lot.
Nick seems to have everything under control, but I've got the pressure cooker standing by, just in case.
Hey!
Hey, Nick.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello
there
again.
you go. Well,
Hello.
John, this is Matthew.
How are you? Nice to meet you. How are you going?
This
Very
is how
well.
Neen really keeps warm.
You've certainly got the house warm while we've been out.
Ooh,
That looks fantastic. You've done better than I would have done.
Smells fantastic. We're going to quickly cook some abalone, really fast and really simple. Can we get that fire cranking?
yeah, let's do
Can you
that.
put a wok on it?
Yeah, you can. You can.
So with our stove wok ready, Nick puts together a simple abalone stir fry. Garlic, ginger, baby red onions, and some of Ross's super spicy sambal.
Oh, the purslane. Where's the purslane?
We're going to throw that in right at the end?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to need any cooking at all. I reckon just punch the leaves off.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Get it fresh, smash it hard, and cook it fast over a raging flame. That's Nick's secret to tender abalone.
What's going on with this turkey?
Just cooked, you reckon? Hopefully.
Oh, it's cooked perfectly.
Yeah, look at that, it's still juicy.
It's not dry at all. Like if that was a commercial turkey, that'd be buggered.
Yeah.
This oven, wouldn't it? You want to throw them in? I reckon this will need just a stir through.
Beautiful.
Good.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. Jesus.
A ginger was
You're
nice.
good.
Oh really?
You're good.
Oh, thank you.
So good, in fact, that we didn't need my pressure cooker after all and can dish up juicy roast turkey and tender abalone for Neen and her friends and family.
Pleasure. Thank you.
What a treat, hey. It's brilliant.
While you guys were out fishing today for abalone, and I was minding the turkey, I popped this little loaf of bread in that.
Oh, good.
You baked that yourself? I made that today.
Are you a baker?
No, anybody can do this.
Yeah. Without a bread machine. This is just brilliant. Abalone, learning how to use the cooker for the turkey. I'm just so inspired to get home and actually give it a go myself, see if I can cook something that looks as good as this. Thank you.
I love the spices you've put in that. That's fantastic.
Really cool.
Beautiful.
Turkey's got so much flavour.
I'm a turkey convert.
I reckon the days are numbered for those other four you've got there.
I reckon he might be right. Back home, and I'm up early to face a new challenge. One I'm definitely not looking forward to.
None of the animals seem to like me today. The dog's not talking to me, the chickens aren't happy. Look at these beautiful things. 4 months after I've got them, their plumage is up. They started crowing. One thing I do know is that chickens don't crow and roosters don't lay eggs, so it turns out I've actually got 4 chickens and 6 roosters. So today's the day that 5 of the roosters will actually go to God. I've never actually killed an animal before, so Jen's coming around and I've asked if her and a friend can come around and give me moral support and show me how to kill my first chicken.
I got my pigs from Jen. She's a former vegetarian who only wants her family to eat ethically farmed meat, and that means rearing it and killing it herself. She's bringing Colette, a friend who shares this philosophy, to show me how to deal humanely with my surplus roosters.
You handing some stuff out?
Yeah.
So this is the cone, what do you call it, the cone of silence or the cone of...
We tend to call it the killing cone.
Killing cone.
Yeah, because basically that's what it is, isn't it, really? But yeah, I think cone of silence sounds a bit nicer.
Nice name for it. So how does it actually work?
Well, we get the chicken and it gets placed upside down, like his head comes out the bottom.
Yeah.
And this way the body is enclosed in the cone.
So it can't flap.
So it can't flap around, and also it gives you good controlled access to the bird's neck, so you can't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
We both make sure that we do it the best possible way, minimum risk of the bird suffering.
Wow, yours is huge.
Colette has brought a few of her chooks along, and I'm glad they're going first.
So what we do, you have to hold them firmly by the legs, under the legs, and right down, and then they're put upside down. And his head comes out the bottom, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. All right? Now, all that movement, it is all involuntary flapping. And
It's not nice, is it?
No.
There's no nice way of doing it.
yeah. But that's the quickest, most instant way that we've found.
Yeah. This is fairly ordinary, the whole experience of watching the bird moving involuntarily. I guess, all animals, I think, do that, but I think that's the old chicken with its head cut off kind of cliche. When you actually see it happen is quite brutal.
One bucket will do a couple.
Yeah.
And you'll get the feeling for this as to whether you've dunked it for long enough, and see how
The feathers
okay.
come off
quickly it
really
comes off
easily.
then. So we just get stuck in and...
Wow. And you get together normally to...
Yeah, we never do it on our own.
Is that
That's a
practical reasons
practical
or...?
and emotional support.
Most people would throw away the feet, but I'll hang on to them for a sticky stock, and the livers for a pate. I want to use as much of the birds as I can.
You want to do the next one, Matthew, or...?
I don't want to, but I think I probably would like to.
That's it. That's it. And then you've got better hold of him too. And I'll... Okay. That's it. Right.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Good. Got it.
feels quite personal because this one was one of my roosters, one that I've raised since it was a week old. I mean, they lived in the house for nearly 2 months. Picked up and cared for, and this is the reality of farming, I guess, that lots of the boy animals just don't make it. If they can't breed, in the case of chickens, if they can't lay eggs, then they become meat.
We eat a chicken a fortnight, our family. That means, and we don't buy meat, so that means I have to kill 26 chickens a year. And when you actually start killing your chickens and actually realise what that means, and you actually associate it with a real animal,
It's a big
just
difference.
big difference.
That was one of the toughest things I've ever done.
You'll do.
But someone has to do this for every animal we eat. I don't know that I'll ever find it easy. After that experience, it's a relief to be back in the veggie garden. I'd love to cook Jen and Colette a dish to thank them for their help, using my veggies and one of the roosters. Despite Neen's expert advice, I'm still struggling to get an even heat in my cooker. But this won't matter for the dish I've got in mind.
Fingers crossed. I actually want to cook it so it retains some moisture, but then try and crisp the skin. I'm just going to get all these bits of chicken into the dish, and then I'm going to do some carrots, potatoes, those onions. This will melt down to pretty much nothing in the pan, and the potato sort of rounds it out. It means you don't actually have to bake some potatoes or do anything separate. You just throw it all in the one pot. Bit of pepper, and then that time of day. Well, when I was in France a couple of years ago, they actually gave me the comb from the chicken, and they said it's really good in your coq au vin. That's one of the reasons why you have a rooster. So I'm going to, even though I've put this in the oven, I'm going to pull it out and give it a try.
I reckon I'll leave that for about an hour, then whip off the foil to brown for a few minutes before the girls arrive.
Hey,
Hey there, how are you? I just put this down.
ready for us?
Yeah, good timing actually.
Well, that looks good.
Looks amazing. How do you feel about eating it so soon after it's been dispatched?
I was actually really dreading it, especially when we were out there. I was thinking, oh, the last thing I want to do today is cook, come in and prepare it. But when I got into the kitchen, it was so removed from being out there, with a killing cone, that I actually found it relatively easy to cook. The secret ingredient was the comb. Now,
When did you cut the cut?
after you'd gone.
Looks like a bit of octopus.
It does, I was about to say that. Yeah,
It'd
the
probably be
tentacles.
pretty chewy.
Go on, Matthew.
Go on.
Go on. Go on, Matthew.
Oh, it's been on your fork now.
That's all right.
Oh, great. Thanks.
You're tricking us into idiot.
It's good.
Is it?
It's pretty satisfying, isn't it?
I may not have completely mastered the cooker just yet, but I do reckon I'm learning.
What a day that was. I had to kill my first chicken, which was pretty awful, but I got to fire up the cooker and cook my first great full meal, and it was stonkingly good. And now I've got bucket loads of hot water, so I can actually have a shower. So that's next. I think I might do that bit alone.
Next time,
Come on, Maggie.
I learned to milk my new cow Maggie by trial and error.
You got to be quick.
Get some much needed advice
You don't need to do anything, no medication, no nothing.
from an inspirational organic dairy farmer. And take a trip to stunning Cradle Mountain, where Nick treats me to my favourite dish.
You don't like fondue?
I think there's a reason why it died a death after 1973.